syempre, no, wait lang, di ba? Paalala natin sa mga debaters natin, so for sure, may mga kanya-kanya na kayong pambato. Paalala lang po na ito ay debate lamang at hindi tayo nagsisimula ng away no, or alitan, kundi para mag-start tayo ng meaningful discussions. Syempre, di ba, para mapaintindi din natin sa mga nanonood at sa ating mga kabataan kung ano nga ba yung nangyayari sa ating bayan. So, before we officially start, alamin muna natin ang ating ground rules. Ano-ano nga ba ito? Panoorin po natin.
May dalawang teams na maglalaban, ang Team Pro at Team Con, na may tig-3 miyembro. Ang team leaders ang unang sasalang sa ating debate. Para sa bawat tanong, may 3 rounds or lives ang bawat isa na may 30 seconds per speaker per round. Kapag sobrang intense at walang gustong magpatalo, we activate the bonus round. 1 minute and 30 seconds yan na free flow discussion. Meaning, bahala na magsagutan ang magkabilang panig. Pero kung halimbawa, hindi na makarebat ang naunang debater, pwede siyang mag-buzz para palitan ng ibang team member. Ito ang twist. Bilang mga host, may kapangyarihan kaming mag-buzz sa gitna ng laban. Kung medyo off, boring, o hindi kami satisfied sa sagot ng sinumang debater, we can buzz you out at papalitan ng ibang team member. Kaya make sure na hindi lang matalino ang sagot nyo. Dapat klaro, direkta at convincing. Bring your best arguments.
Ayan, so for sure, ready na ang ating mga debaters? Ready na? Ready? Ready. Okay, so lalo na sa ating mga team leaders statements. Ito ang tanong. CSC eligibility para sa mga SK officials, dapat o hindi dapat? Lindsay.
Dapat na magkaroon na sila ng CSE eligibility after the 3-year good standing term. Because to define it first, ang CSC ay yung exam na tinitake natin upang maging qualify tayo sa government work. It has 2 levels, sub-professional and the professional. And for the SK, meaning sangginang kabataan, ito yung mga youth leaders sa kada barangay na kung saan ay nagli-lead sila and they make programs for the youth specifically para po sa ating mga barangays.
Okay, maraming salamat, Lindsay. That's on point. Isha, dapat o hindi dapat?
Okay, so sa stand naman po namin ay hindi dapat magkaroon ng immediate civil service eligibility ang mga SK pagkatapos ng kanilang 3-year good standing term. Why? Because we believe that civil service, it is a standardized test. Exam siya. So, meron siyang standard na kinukuha. However, with this recent year, meron pong pinapasa na batas or resolution ang Civil Service Commission, which is the SKOE, kung saan sinasabi na meron lang na evaluation.
Follow up natin yun, no? Hindi ba parang magkakaroon ng shortcut yung pagkakaroon ng CSC eligibility? Hindi ba to parang shortcut kumpara sa iba na dumadaan sa tamang proseso ng apply sa mga trabaho, pagkuha ng mga clearance because we hold certain standards for an SK individual. Ano sa tingin nyo doon, Lindsay?
Hindi naman natin siya masasabing shortcut because 3 years yung kailangan nilang pagdaanan with good standing. Walang kaso. And of course, in terms din ng pag-propo namin, kailangan may interventions, implications na kailangan nating i-push yung mga SK further para talagang mag-qualify sila sa sinasabi naming qualifying standards and yung mga kailangan nating i-improve para sa barangay, hindi lang sa kabuuan, kundi para dun sa SK mismo dahil dito sa topic na ito.
Okay.
So yes, I believe naman na 3-year term is rigorous and difficult, pero hindi lahat ng nakakakompleto ng isang consecutive term ay nagagawa or naduduso ng maganda or in good standing. Ano ba yung definition ng good standing? Ano ba yung meaning nila doon? Ano ba yung basis for evaluation? Again, yung evaluation ng Civil Service Commission, ginagawa siya ng barangay officials. And with this, very subjective siya kasi every barangay varies. Hindi lahat ng barangay pare-pareho ng barangay officials at pare-pareho ng leadership style.
I want to elaborate further lang. Ano ba yung meaning natin ng parang pagka-shortcut, no? Kasi yung iba, di ba, kapag nagtapos ka with honors, there are certain merits na will be able to surpass the CSC eligibility. Parang, okay, matik, sige, meron na to. But does it mean na, or do we define that the experiences of isang SK person ay sapat or hindi nga ba siya sapat para masabing deserve nila yung ganitong uri ng merit? Lindsay?
Yung sa qualifications and standards, like you said, i-improve din natin yun. Hindi lang pwedeng walang kaso. Pero dapat meron ding programs na may napatupad talaga sila para doon sa barangay. Merong programs, merong implication interventions na na-help nila yung mga youth natin sa barangay. And yung sinasabing mga barangay officials, there are their supervisors. So ayun talaga yung proseso na hindi lang yun sa SK, kundi sa iba't iba ring mga evaluations. Yung mga estudyante, yung mga teacher nila nag-evaluate, for example. So,
Okay. Isha?
So, hindi naman sinasabi na hindi sapat ang isang term ng SK or hindi sapat ang experience. Pero hindi sapat yun na yun lang. Hindi, kailangan merong kaakibat ito na theoretical knowledge besides pa doon na sinasabi natin na applied knowledge na or experience na napagdadaanan ng isang SK. Yes, merong barangay supervisors, but paano mo masasabi na walang political intention na sa ilalim ng isang barangay official na nagsusupervise?
Anong specific na area of competencies dapat meron ang SK para masabing valid na mabigyan siya ng eligibility ang mga SK officials natin? Ano bang meron dapat sila? Anong core competencies ang dapat tinetest sa isang SK official? Or dapat nga ba na nagkakaroon tayo ng ganong uring core competencies? Lindsay?
yung una-una po natin, if i-base natin siya sa competencies, syempre yung leadership. Ayan na po yung pinaka-core na meron ng isang leader. Second naman po is yung tungkol sa batas, human rights, of course, paggawa ng action plan na ginagawa naman na po talaga ng mga SK. And yung mga human rights na yan and leadership, ayun yung pinaka-ina-apply nila. And ikukumpara po natin siya sa CSE, sub-professional. Ang mga nandoon po is yung mga verbal ability, mathematical ability, at meron din pong mga human rights and
Okay, Isha.
Okay, para naman po sa akin, ang unang-unang kailangan ng isang SK ay para maging mapagserbisyo sa kanilang barangay na pinaglilidan. Naniniwala po ako na isang SK or ang point ng pagiging SK ay service. Dito po sa sinasabi nating immediate civil service eligibility, nare-remove yung true purpose ng pagiging SK, which is ang pagserbisyo. Dahil binibigyan po natin sila ng instant gratification na, again, we need leadership. And leadership requires more experience than just the one that you will have from 3 years.
I want to hear more. Can you prove na ang isang SK official ay sapat na? Kumbaga, if I already hold this position, I should be eligible. I mean, I'm already exercising the core competencies that you're mentioning, di ba? Or in your case, kung hindi, ano ba dapat yung patunayan ng isang SK official para magkaroon ng ganun? Lindsay?
So, binanggit mo na kanina, yung experience ay mahalaga. So, ayun na nga yung pinuprove namin. Yung na-apply na nila, yung mga nasa exam, to real life, but kailangan pa natin silang pa-examine, but that they already proved something that they want to prove. Kasi nga na-apply nila in practical ways.
Again, paano mo masasabi na na-prove na nila yon? Yes, good standing sila. Pero hindi mo masasabi na lahat ng may experience nila outside of being an SK official will be the same as what they already experienced. Kaya nga meron tayong exam. Mas okay na mag-exam na lang sila kaysa ibigyan natin ng instant gratification or instant
Having
eligibility.
them sa exam is option na nila yun. If they want to have an
risk,
exam,
cost,
edi mag-exam
efficiency.
nila, it's fine. It's part of their qualification. Pero kasi, na-apply na nga nila, so it's good na ano na sa kanila, i-gratify na sila.
But do you believe na yung application lang yung enough? Hindi ba maganda na mas may alam ka pa sa basis ng application mo?
And that is
Para
why
mas
optional,
ma-apply-
they can take it if they want to prove more.
No, they cannot. It is immediate. It is immediate nga, 'di ba? It is immediate. Pagka-apply mo na after your full 3 term where you are in good standing,
Hindi naman yung basta-basta lang, they are qualification and standard that the barangay must uphold.
yes, they have standards, but how can you say na hindi magiging
Kung maroon
subjective
mang
yun?
problema
may-
tungkol dyan sa subjective, sa tao na yun, hindi sa sistema, why are you
hindi
blaming
nasa
it on the
sistema
concept?
siya because it is easily can become corrupt. You know why it can become corrupt? Because nowadays, let's not live in an idealistic way where we feel that every SK
Nabanggit na lang din natin ang experience bilang parameter. Sa tingin nyo, sapat ba ang naibibigay na public value public value. Gaano ba ka-importante, ka-impactful ang SK projects sa panahon ngayon para ma-justify natin ang privilege ng pagkakaroon ng CSC eligibility? Lindsay.
So mahalaga yung roles ng mga SK ngayon, lalo na't yung mga youth natin, sila yung nag-stand up for themselves and for the people na walang privilege para magsalita. So yung SK ay nakakatulong upang i-encourage pa yung mga youth na mag-lead. And that's why kailangan din natin ng standards qualification, i-improve palalo para nga mas sabihin natin mas qualify talaga sila sa sinasabi naming standards.
Nga, meron ngang existing na law which is yung SKOE, which is yung pinaglalaban natin ngayon na yung eligibility ng isang civil ng isang SK sa
So
sa
sinabi
civil
mo ng pantay
service.
ng SKOE. And yung qualification ng SKOE ay same lang, which is first level sa CSE, sub-professional.
Why
So
do you
yun po
feel
yung
na
same
if
thing.
why do you feel na if sub-professional lang, di bakit hindi sila enough para sa professional?
Kasi ang professional ay for bachelor's degree. May
Oh,
mga
so
bachelor's
bakit
degree
gagawin-
na at yun nakapasa na nun.
Kung para sa serbisyo talaga ang SK, di bakit binibigyan natin silang ng certain privileges na hindi, na dapat
It's
naman
not a
alalahanin.
privilege. It's
It
a privilege
is
that they work
kasi
for.
they are awarding it. They are awarding it. A qualification, a national qualification, by the way, ang CSE is different from award or merit. Yung merit, pwede mo siya makuha ng sa barangay
It's
mo lang.
because they
Pero
make
yung
effort.
national
They work hard for
qualification mo,
it.
makikita mo siya sa
They work
buong bansa.
hard.
Oh, they work hard. Working hard is not enough if you cannot provide good quality.
But there are standards and qualifications.
Okay,
How can you say that there is not good quality? Kaya nga may standards and qualification that this should
You
abide
keep
by,
talking
diba?
about standards and qualification. Ano ba yung standard nyo? Ano ba yung meaning ng good standing? When everybody here, I bet you that they can give me different opinions on what good standing of an SK is.
And that is why it can be improved nga. Hindi, kung ano man yung mga naging sistema, hindi na yun sa concept ng eligibility. It's on the people.
Ginagawa
The
pa
standards
lang.
and
Why do you, kaya nga, it's on the people. You said it yourself. It's
No.
on the people.
No, I'm saying that when it
people
comes
can
to the
easily
fault of the
abuse
system,
a
it's on
system.
the
We are in
people.
the Philippines. We see people. We see a government that easily abuses a system that enables
It's not the
corruption.
concept's problem.
Thank you so much, Lindsay and Isha. Follow-up question ko lang from the previous question. Paano ba natin maka-quantify yung impact ng isang SK project para masabi, oh hindi, qualified tong SK official na to? What is that good standing that we are measuring to give them that eligibility? And in your case, if we are not, what should they be doing or proving so that they will be eligible for that? Rafsan.
First of all, there is what we call the Republic Act 11768 that states yung mga ginagawa ng isang SK official. And how do we define good standing? There are standards and qualifications that they should meet, and meron mga evaluations such as sa barangay official, the Civil Service Commission, and also on the groundwork and services na ginagawa nila. And also hindi lang naman doon nakikip suspended yung ginagawa nila. Kaya meron tayong mga SK treasurers. Yung mga SK treasurers,
Okay, Calbs.
Oh, so tulad ng nga sinasabi mo na meron tayong mga qualification na kinukuha for SKOE. So, based on the research in Iloilo City, Quezon City, Marinduque, Sarat, Ilocos Norte, and many more, they stated that may low and moderate evaluation, and nag-evaluate lang sa kanila yung mga barangay officials. And so, doon pa lang nakikita na hindi qualified ng mga SK. Then, yung sinasabi nyo na paano magiging qualified, paulit-ulit lang yung paligan ng mga
and
SK.
that's why we need to enhance and strengthen the concept because it is on the government. The system is the faulty one. Pero kailangan nating i-enhance pa yung pinaka-concept na yung SKOE dapat ginagrant or merit doon sa pinaka-eligible na SK officials. Kaya nga may 3 taon eh. Tatandaan mo na exam measures potential while experience measures the results.
Ayun, sabi mo na exam measure potential. So bakit hindi na lang sila mag-take ng exam para makita yung potential nila?
Isn't
Alam mo
that too
na-
redundant? Isn't that too redundant? Di ba kailangan nating mas okay sa on-the-ground work and the practical? Kasi kapag nanggaling yung sa theoretical, of course, ma-apply natin yung sa practical.
Kaya nga natin tatanggalin yung CSC, eligibility, kasi nga para mag-take na lang sila ng exam. To qualify kung talaga ba potential sila.
Paano mo mamimake sure na kapag nag-take sila ng exam, pinasa nila, magagawa nila yung trabaho nila ng tama? Paano mamimake sure yon?
Experience is not the only one we need. We also need books. we combined the experience with the book. So kailangan natin ng exam para mapakita natin yung potential natin, then through experiences. Kasi doon natin mapapakita sa libro.
Bakit in the government ba we only use and we only utilize potential? For the government that is built on experience is the government that it works.
Ayun nga, may experience nga tayo, pero nagkakaroon tayo ng lack of
That's why we need enhancement and provisions on that specific law.
O,
And
bakit-
why do we need to fully eradicate the law?
Wild. Okay, guys. Medyo, balik lang tayo ulit sa parameters. Sinasabi natin, okay, pwede na ibigay as merit or incentive yung CSE eligibility sa isang SK official because they have 3 years of good standing. Pero, napapanahon ba ang pagpasa ng resolusyon na ito given the current state of youth leadership? Marami tayong question, maraming mga nagreklamong mga iba-ibang LGUs about SK performances or SK na, kumbaga, moro-moro nga lang daw, ika nga, yung mga proyekto ng SK. That's why I wanted to specifically hear, is this something that can help the country if you give CSE eligibility? Why or why not? Rafsan.
Yes, that's why, first of all, we need to enhance and strengthen the qualification or the standards. Saan ba nanggagaling yung projects ng SK, ng mga SK officials? Di ba sa Barangay Youth Development Plan? Saan ba nila binibase yun? Di ba sa plan ng local government unit nila? So paano natin masasabi na moro-moro lang yung isang project ng isang SK kung nanggaling yun sa local government unit? Hindi naman yun i-approve ng higher ups kung hindi yun valid.
Pwede kasi, possible kasi na ma-invalidate yung eligibility ng SK na pag ginagawa sa for example, nagkaroon ako ng, I am a female, then I have a term. Naging SK ako for the first year. The second year, nabuntis ako. So may maternity leave ako. So hindi ako makakakuha ng good standing. Then the third year, gumawa ako ng good standing. Pero in the first year, kumuha na ako ng CSE. Hindi ba na-invalidate na yung credential ng CSE?
That is why mas better nga may 2 pathways kasi same lang naman sila ng lalandingan. First, the SKOE and the CSE. Let's say, nabuntis ka. Pero bakit? Kasalanan na ba talaga ng... it's your own good eh. Di ba? If we are going to analyze, yes, you can take the CSE, napasa mo yung CSE, di magtrabaho ka. But that's why the SKOE has its standards and qualifications to meet. If you didn't meet that standard,
hindi
hindi ka
contradicting for those
qualify.
people na individual?
Ano?
Hindi ba yung nagiging contradicting? Kasi merong mga taong nag-aaral pero kapasa ng exam. Kasi hindi naman
paano mo nasasabing contradicting? Different pathways. Dito, theoretical yung sa buntis. Dito, experience. So, there is no need to fully eradicate the specific law of SKOE.
Wait lang. O, sige. Wait. Sa inyong pananaw ba, because we are already now in the terms of proposing a possible resolution depende on the scenario ng taong nakaupo sa SK, di ba? So, do you think that with the current system, those standards and assessments properly assess the
No.
people who are in the office?
First,
Sige.
No. Ayun nga, sa past researches sa Iloilo, nagkakaroon ng bribery and corruption. So doon pala, nagkakaroon na tayo ng problema. So, ayun nga, sabi nga ni Lindsay kanina na nagkakaroon ng problema in the system. So, tao na may problema doon. Ayun nga din yung sistema. Sila din yung nagpapagalaw ng sistema. Kung wala yung tao, walang sistema.
So bakit i-eradicate na natin yung pinaka-local? Di ba mas need pa nga natin i-enhance? According to some studies in Pampanga, very satisfactory and very good yung pinaka-performance sa mga SK nila in relation to their barangay youth development plan.
O, let's say na nga na nagkaroon na sila ng eligibility. So, hindi ba na-weaken yung merit award or yung qualification ng
Paano
isang
mo
CSE?
nasabing mawi-weekend nga? May performance and may standards nga silang inaabot. Tatlong
Yung
taon yon, equivalent to
theoretical knowledge
36
sa-
months. Sobrang tagal nun.
Hindi lang naman sa tagal yun eh. Sa projects na nagagawa nila,
Yun
kung
nga.
paulit-ulit
Yun
lang
nga.
yung liga,
That's
wala
why-
din naman
That's why I kept
nagkakawala.
saying that a government that is built on experience is a government that works.
Oh, sige nga, pakita mo yung experience na mga binibigay ng mga SK. So parang pag nag-exam sila, ma-assist yung mga experience na yon. So parang yung nababaliwala lang yung CSE na binibigay ng basta-basta sa
Di
SK.
mas ini-invalidate mo yung experience sa mga SK officials na nag-serve ng
Hindi
3
siya
taon.
ini-validate. Kasi ina-assist lang naman natin. Kung alam mong competent ka, alam mo sa sarili mo mapapasa mo yung exam.
Okay, sige. Next tayo ha. We want a different flavor. Okay, thank you so much, Calves and Rafsan. I need a new
Wow.
set of players. Given the fact na naipasa na nga ang resolusyon na ito, nagiging encouragement ba para sa mga kabataang kagaya ninyo na pasukin ang public service? Or is it just giving them a chance na maging incentive-based ang pagiging SK Youth Official? Summer.
I would say na hindi po siya nagiging basis for just incentives. Kasi again, we can't just stereotype na lahat ng tumatakbo as an SK only want incentives. Kasi again, sila yung gumagawa ng action plan nila, pinapasa nila yon, sila yung gumagawa ng programs nila. Therefore, we can't just say na dahil lang sa ilang occurrences na nagkaroon siguro ng bribery and corruption, na lahat ng SK na tumatakbo, ganun ang gagawin sa Philippines or sa specific barangays nila.
But I would like to ask you the question. Kasi meron din mga iba't ibang barangay. So, different circumstances, different opportunities sa bawat SK. Kasi yung mga SK, meron din silang budget planning. So, yung sa ibang barangay, iba-iba yung budget nila. How could they create projects? How could they efficiently make proper planning or proper implementation of projects? And yung pagsasabing nagiging incentive na lang kasi siya eh. Pag natapos mo ang SK, granted ka na agad ng civil service eligibility, which means pwede ka na magtrabaho ng sub-professional level.
To answer your question, if ganun man yung case na may lack of budget, then that's not the law's fault. Kasi nasa mismong barangay nila yon, kasalanan yun ng system nila, kasalanan ng barangay nila yon if hindi nila kaya magbigay ng sufficient na pera para magampanan yung program na gustong ipatakbo or ipalaganap ng SK.
You said it yourself, the system itself is faulty. So, you cannot measure competency on a playing ground where the system is unfair. So, paano mo masasabing competent ang isang SK pag hindi naman maayos yung sistema? So, you cannot measure and you cannot give equal opportunities to different SKs.
Kasi, of course, that's still innate within them. Nasa sa kanila yon if kaya nilang gampanan yung trabaho nila or not. Kasi hindi naman natin pwedeng isisi sa SK if hindi kayang gampanan ng higher-ups yung trabaho nila na dapat nabibigay din nila sa SK. Kasi may kanya-kanyang trabaho yung SK and yung higher-ups nila, and if hindi kayang ibigay sa kanila yon, then that's not their fault anymore.
Pero kasi, pag yung SK, nag-take na lang siya ng civil service exam, masasabi mo na qualified talaga siya. Pag pumasa siya doon, no question asked, you are already given a qualification, you are already validated that you are fit for this job, that you are eligible for this job, you have passed the job with the specific requirements.
Dapat bang i-require ng CSC na merong minimum performance rating bago mag-grant ang kanilang eligibility?
If nagampanan nila yung trabaho nila, and as we've stated before, if naabot nila yung qualifications and yung standards na nakalatag para sa kanila, let's
What's
say
that?
hindi sila nakasuhan, nakagawa sila ng programs, and na fulfill yung proper intervention and yung evaluation sa kanila. And let's say na na-complete nila yung 3-year term nila with
Pero
good
I would
standing.
like to ask you, kasi yung mga project ng mga SK, paulit-ulit na lang. Paulit-ulit na liga, paulit-ulit na cleanup, and paulit-ulit na seminar. Paano mo masasabing pwede na yung project nila na yon?
Kaya nga gustong ayusin yung system, di ba? Kasi, again, as Raf said, we can't just eradicate the law immediately kasi nasasana yung Filipinos na dahil lang merong faulty na system or merong may flaw sa law, tatanggalin agad when yung law mismo, it's useful, but
You
we
can
just do
remove
not
the-
know how to handle
You already
it.
said it yourself, the system is faulty. So
Kaya
pag
nga,
iisa na lang
ayusin
ang
siya.
standard, iisa na lang ang requirement, yung CSE. Yun na lang, yung mapapakita mo na qualified ka. If you have only one thing to take, or yung isa na lang yung requirement mo to say that you are qualified, yung CSE na yun, Civil Service Exam. Para iisa na lang, matitest yung practical and yung technical skills.
But hindi mo din naman masasabi na dahil lang nakapasa ka sa CSE, qualified ka agad. Kaya nga gusto natin na aayusin muna yung law imbes na tanggalin
Kailangan
agad.
mo, may specific amount of items na kailangan kang ipasa sa CSE. And
Same
kasama
goes-
na din
same
yung
goes for
requirements,
SK.
Philippine
Same-
Constitution, you need to answer
Same
that in
goes for
that
the good
CSE.
standing. Meron silang kanya-kanyang qualifications na kailangan mapasa. Hindi naman kasi automatic na binibigay yun sa kanila eh.
Yung SK naman kasi, pwede naman sila tumakbo 18 years old above. And kung pili sila na maging SK, pwede na sila gumawa ng, ng part nila. Pero hindi pa naman yun nagme-measure ng competency na talagang sila ang nagdi-deserve ng SKOE.
That's why they need to prove it first. Kasi nga, ang pinupush nga masyado na automatic agad. Kasi let's say parang let's give an example. Club president ka. Hindi naman automatic na may leadership awardee ka, di ba? Kailangan maabot mo yung qualifications, i-evaluate yon.
I
If
agree with
napasa
you,
mo
we
yun,
have a
tsaka
standard,
ka lang
pero mali pa
magkakaroon
rin
ng
yun
award.
kasi you said it yourself, the system is faulty. You cannot measure a system that is faulty to a school that has a okay standard. Kasi nga, iba-iba yung opportunities ng bawat SK sa iba't ibang areas.
Pero kaya nga, ayon, again, babalik tayo, kaya nga tinatry, ayusin yung law, kaya nga, imbes na i-eradicate, kasi yung law itself, it's useful. It can be useful for SK, kasi kung deserve naman talaga nila yung merit na yon, then why not give it to them? If they were able to fulfill their job as an SK in their 3-year term, why not give it to them?
Okay, sabi natin, paano kung hindi masyadong impactful? Di ba, ang qualifications is basta natapos ko yung 3-year term ko, may naipasa akong proyekto. How do we measure the impact of those projects? Deserve ba ng mga SK officials na mabigyan ng ganong preferential treatment just because they were already holding the position of an SK? How do we prove that? So, paano kung inactive naman? In the sense, because magkakaiba ang nangyayari or realities in each areas. So, paano kung inactive ang SK official or may nangyari na walang SK official at that time or kumbaga napalitan siya bigla? Ano ang proof natin para masabing, okay, nagampanan at naging impactful yung kanyang naging proyekto sa kanyang termino, Summer?
The qualifications, ayun po, if hindi nila naabot yung qualifications na yon, if hindi nila nabigay
What is the
yung,
qualification?
ayun po, if yung program ba nila nakatulong po sa society, sa barangay nila, sa youth nila.
How?
Bukod po sa tao mismo na na-experience yung service nila, of course, i-evaluate din sila ng barangay nila, yung mga higher-ups nila. Hindi lang naman kasi sa tao yon nakikita and hindi lang din mismo sa higher-ups nila. It goes both ways. Of course, if parehong, let's say, yung tao and yung higher-ups nila, hindi nag-agree or they saw both na wala naman nangyaring impact dun sa nabigay na project, then of course, they wouldn't give the merit.
There are different circumstances in different barangays and meron mga barangay na konti lang yung youth nila doon. So, paano yung different scopes of youth? Kasi minsan, merong marami, so you would say it would be impactful. Pero meron din kasing konti. And I would like to tell you also, so yung mga evaluation test, it could be also used as a political tool.
Paano nangyayari yun?
Yung evaluation kasi, yung mga barangay officials, sila mismo yung nag-evaluate sa SK. So, pwede naman yun mag-create ng bribery, again, what Calvin said. Pwede din magkaroon yung political relations. So, it could be biased.
Actually, under the RA 11768, that is not allowed. You cannot have relations within incumbent officers from the local government. So, yun pa lang sa bias na meron kang relations dun sa let's say, barangay chairman, hindi yun pwede. Hindi ibibigay yung eligibility na yun sa'yo if meron kang kamag-anak galing dun sa local government na yun. So that's not possible.
That's close relatives. Pero pag political relations or political teams, that's what I meant.
Again, hindi naman natin pwede sabihin na mangyayari yon sa lahat ng barangays in the Philippines only because it happened in a few barangays. Kasi we cannot just generalize the whole Philippines itself. Kasi maraming mga SK na talagang willing sila mag-serve. And if you take that privilege away from them, then parang dinidisregard mo yung naging effort and yung naging programs nila para sa barangay nila.
Okay, thank you so much, George and Summer. I need the leaders back on board. Mas nagiging inclusive ba ang hakbang na ito? Dahil sinasabi nila daw, mas mabibigyan ng chance ang mga kabataan to serve given this type of resolution. Or is it the opposite? Baka kasi mas pumapabor lang yung may mga political access. Prove and disprove. Lindsay.
Nagkakaroon po ng more opportunities para ito sa mga kabataan kasi hindi naman yan matik na binibigay. As Ralph said nga, dalawa yung paraan, may practical, may theoretical. And it's optional for the practical na kumuha pa ng theoretical. Ang dami-daming options and of course yung options na yun, hindi lang basta-basta nakukuha. Meron ding standards in qualification, leadership at yung kaalaman nila, paano nila yun ina-apply. So, hindi lang siya ganun kadali. Hindi nyo masasabing shortcut, hindi nyo masasabing hindi siya inclusive kasi binibigay na nga.
Okay, let's reiterate what the Civil Service Commission says. So, sabi ng Civil Service Commission, ang reason kung bakit gusto nila bigyan ng eligibility after a 3-year good standing term is because they want to encourage and give merit to those SKs na merong good standing. And I believe na mas nagiging inclusive, actually mas nagiging exclusive and unfair siya sa mga nag-take na ng CSE. Kasi
Hindi mo masasabing exclusive sa mga nag-take ng CSE. Kasi nga, nag-work hard sila doon sa term na yon. They just, nag-talk lang sila ng different pathway, but it's still the same results. Nag-work hard pa rin sila both, so ano pang ipagkakait mo dun sa isa?
how can you say that it is the same results when again we are differentiating theoretical from applied practice? Sometimes we can be good at some applied practice, but that does not guarantee that we are good at all applied practice. Let us return to the national qualification of being civil service passer. National siya, pero ang pagiging SK, it is localized. Sa isang barangay lang siya. So we cannot take a local evaluation and set it for a national standard dahil hindi lahat ng lungsod, di lahat ng barangay sa Pilipinas ay magkapareho.
Kung di magkapareho, what do you mean by di magkapareho? Sa resources, sa mga
Yes.
actions, that is not the fault of the concept, it's fault of the people na nag-rule.
Exactly. You
bakit
keep
mo
contradicting
ipo-fault
yourself.
yun sa, ba't mo sasabihin na kasalanan yun ng concept? Eh yung concept nga is inclusive, nagtitake nga siya ng dalawang paraan para sa leadership.
It is contradicting itself. You know why? Kasi you kept saying na people siya, but they're also saying that the system is
Kasi
flawed.
nga hindi kasalanan ng konsepto.
Kasi kasalanan siya ng konsepto because it enables corruption just like
It
how
does
our
not enable
government
corruption.
enables
It rewards
corruption.
It rewards good governance. It rewards
it
good
does-
governance.
No, because as long as there is some corruption, there is still corruption. You cannot
And
take
that is
one-
why we are trying to improve it. We're not
You
gonna
can-
adjust to the corruption.
You can try and improve it, keep improving it, but at the base, it is a flawed system.
Then we can fix it first before we put
Then
this
why
law. But
isn't
then
it already fixed? Our government sent out a resolution about the Civil
it is
Service
not fault
Commission.
of the concept. It's not the fault of the concept. And
Exactly.
It is not
It
time
is the
bound.
fault
Therefore,
of
it
the
is-
concept because the system
any time
that
it can
we
be put
cannot
up-
keep working on a system that is set up that is already
Then
corrupt.
we can fix it and after we put it.
Alright, thank you so much sa ating mga leaders. So, I think this topic is very, I would say, it is inclusive despite the question. Okay? So, maraming salamat sa mga leaders natin. So, you will still have your closing statements later para i-summarize ang mga hindi nyo naintindihan sa pagbatuhan nyo with each other. So, sobrang napaka-convincing, I would agree, na mga argumento na i-raise nyo kanina. So, pero sa ngayon, gusto muna nating alamin kung ano nga ba ang masasabi naman ng ating audience. So, hindi lang kayo ang may say sa topic na to. So, dito pa rin tayo sa Malabon National High School. So, syempre, alamin din natin sino nga ba ang ating magiging best speakers for later. Kaya naman, sa pagbabalik lamang yan ng Schoolmates!